Your person carries a love for you that runs deeper than the surface of everyday emotions. This is not a shallow affection that ebbs and flows with circumstances. Rather, it is a profound, sincere devotion that has only intensified with the passage of time and the stretches of distance that have come between you. What they feel for you now is not diminished by separation. If anything, their feelings have grown stronger, more crystallized, more undeniable than they were before. The space between you has not weakened their connection to you. Instead, it has revealed just how essential you are to their sense of wholeness and purpose. Even through everything that has transpired between you, through all the misunderstandings and the moments of silence, they continue to hold you close within the chambers of their heart. You remain there, not as a fading memory or a comfortable nostalgia, but as a living presence that shapes their thoughts and colors their days. You may not be witnessing this devotion on the surface level. From where you stand, it might appear as though they are withdrawing from you, as though they are showing signs of disinterest or emotional detachment. You might be interpreting their silence as indifference, their distance as evidence that they no longer care. But I need you to understand that the truth is dramatically different from what these surface appearances might suggest. What is happening within them is the complete opposite of what you may be assuming. They are not retreating from you because their love has grown cold or because they have decided you no longer matter. The distance they have created is not born from a lack of feeling. Rather, it emerges from an overwhelming abundance of feeling, from fear that grips them in vulnerable moments, from confusion about how to navigate the intensity of what they experience when they think of you, and from a deep emotional vulnerability that they struggle to express or even fully understand themselves. They are pulling back not because they care too little, but because they care so profoundly that it frightens them. Right now, in this very moment, your person is living with a terror that keeps them awake at night. They are terrified of losing you completely, of watching you slip away into a life that no longer includes them, of becoming nothing more than a chapter in your history rather than a presence in your future. The period of no contact or the emotional distance that currently exists between you is not easy for them to maintain. It weighs on them with a heaviness that grows more burdensome with each passing day. Being silent feels unnatural to them. Acting as though everything is fine requires an enormous expenditure of energy because internally, they are anything but fine. They are struggling in ways they may not be showing you, wrestling with emotions that feel too big to contain. They miss you with an intensity that has taken them by surprise. They never expected that your absence would create such a profound void in their daily existence. As time continues its forward march, they are beginning to truly understand, perhaps for the first time, just how much you mean to them. The full weight and significance of your presence in their life is becoming clearer with each day of separation. They are experiencing deep regret about past decisions they made, about the times they walked away when they should have stayed, about letting you go when they should have held on tighter, about not fighting harder to preserve and protect what the two of you had built together. The realization that they made a mistake is not a gentle awareness. It hits them with force, and that impact grows stronger each day. They are coming to understand that you are not just someone who passed through their life like a fleeting season. You are someone who fundamentally changed the landscape of their existence, who made their world better, brighter, more vibrant, and more complete. Your presence brought color into spaces that had been gray. You brought warmth into corners that had grown cold. You brought a sense of completeness that they had never experienced before and have not felt since your departure. Now, as they sit with this growing awareness, they are beginning to recognize that the connection you shared is not something ordinary or easily replicated. To them, this was not simply a pleasant relationship or a comfortable companionship. This was something special, something rare and powerful, something they truly do not believe they could ever find again, no matter how long they might search or how many other people might enter their life. The bond you created together feels like the kind of profound connection that people spend their entire lives seeking, often without ever finding it. It is the kind of love that stories are written about, the kind of partnership that others dream of experiencing. You and your person may be very different in numerous ways. You may have contrasting temperaments, different approaches to life, varied perspectives on important matters. Yet somehow, despite these differences or perhaps even because of them, you fit together with a natural harmony that defies logical explanation. Like carefully crafted pieces of an intricate puzzle, you complement each other in ways that create something whole and beautiful when you come together. They see now, with a clarity that was perhaps absent before, that what existed between you was not just a temporary spark of attraction or a fleeting moment of chemistry. This was something real, something meaningful, something with depth and substance and lasting power. Even when they attempt to move forward with their life, when they try to distract themselves with other pursuits or other people, when they make conscious efforts to shift their focus elsewhere, everything seems to circle back to you. Like a compass that always points north, their thoughts consistently return to you. You are the one who occupies their mind in those quiet moments before sleep finally comes. You are the one who appears in their daydreams when their mind wanders. You are the one whose absence is most acutely felt in the stillness of ordinary moments, when there is nothing to distract them from the reality that you are no longer beside them. They have also been engaging in deep reflection during this time of separation. Through this reflection, they have come to understand something important about the dynamics of your relationship. They recognize now that they took more from this connection than they gave. They were positioned as the receiver in your relationship, the one who benefited from your love, your patience, your emotional energy, your consistent effort and care. They now realize with uncomfortable clarity just how much you poured into the relationship, how much of yourself you gave without asking for equal return. This is something they perhaps did not fully appreciate or acknowledge at the time, but the distance has brought it into sharp focus. Now they do understand, and this understanding carries weight. They are starting to feel a deep, genuine sense of responsibility to give back what you so freely gave to them. This desire does not emerge from guilt or obligation, though they certainly feel remorse for taking you for granted. Rather, it comes from a place of authentic love and a sincere desire to make things right, to balance the scales, to become the kind of partner who matches your devotion with their own. They understand that if they truly want to be with you, if they genuinely hope to rebuild what was lost, they must bring more value to the relationship. They cannot return as the same person who left. They must show up differently. They are ready now to meet you halfway, to bring something stronger, more mature, and more balanced to the foundation of your connection. They want to offer you a version of themselves that is evolved, that has learned from past mistakes, that understands the precious nature of what you share and treats it accordingly. Your person's heart and mind are fully focused on you right now, even when their external behavior might suggest otherwise. Even if they appear distracted or distant to observers, it is only because they are genuinely overwhelmed by the magnitude of the emotions they are carrying. The weight of what they feel for you is substantial, and managing those feelings while maintaining the appearance of normalcy requires enormous effort. They have grown tired of pretending that they do not care. The act of hiding their true feelings has become exhausting, and it is reaching a critical point where they simply cannot keep bottling everything up any longer. There is a growing urgency building inside them, a mounting pressure that demands release. They feel a powerful desire to come forward, to speak their truth without reservation, to show you clearly and unmistakably just how much you mean to them. They want to be the person who brings genuine joy into your life, who makes you smile with authentic happiness, who supports you through challenges and celebrates your victories, who finally offers you the kind of deep, committed, unwavering love that you have always deserved but may not have always received. Being distant from you is not something they enjoy or take lightly. In fact, The separation bothers them far more than they have let on, more than they have communicated to you or perhaps even to themselves. Every single day spent apart from you feels like a missed opportunity, like time wasted when they could have been loving you better, supporting you more fully, building something beautiful together. They miss the sound of your voice with its unique cadences and expressions. They miss your energy, the particular quality of presence you bring into a space. They miss your physical presence, the comfort of having you near. The emotional distance that exists between you is no longer something they can tolerate with any degree of comfort. It gnaws at them constantly, an ache that will not subside, and this discomfort is pushing them closer and closer to taking concrete action. And they are indeed planning something. This is not merely wishful thinking or vague intention. They are actively preparing something meaningful, something thoughtful, something that comes straight from the heart. It may take the form of a carefully crafted message that expresses everything they have been feeling. It might be a meeting where they can look into your eyes and speak their truth directly. It could even be a grand gesture, something dramatic and unmistakable that demonstrates the depth of their commitment. Whatever form it takes, you can be certain that it will come from a place of genuine love and complete honesty. They are preparing themselves to confess what they have held inside for far too long, to finally release the words and feelings they have been carrying in silence. They want to express everything they have been experiencing, the longing that fills their quiet moments, the regret that haunts them when they think of missed opportunities, the appreciation they feel for all that you brought into their life, and most importantly, the love that continues to burn brightly despite the distance and time. They are hoping desperately that when they finally do reach out, when they finally speak these truths, you will be open to hearing them. They understand that they cannot demand this of you. They recognize that you have every right to protect yourself, to maintain boundaries, to be cautious. But they hope that you will be willing to listen with an open heart. They do not expect things to instantly return to how they once were. They are not naive enough to believe that everything can be immediately repaired with a single conversation or gesture. But they are willing to work for it. They are prepared to put in the effort, to be patient, to demonstrate through consistent action that they have truly changed and grown. They believe deeply in this connection you share, and they want a second chance to build something that is even stronger, more resilient, and more beautiful than what existed before. More than anything else, they want to make you happy. This is not about fleeting moments of pleasure or temporary satisfaction. They want to contribute to your happiness in a lasting, consistent, meaningful way. They want to be a source of joy and support in your life, day after day, through all seasons and circumstances. Offering you their cup of love is not merely a romantic gesture or pretty metaphor. It is a promise, a commitment, a vow. It represents their pledge that they have grown as a person, that they have learned vital lessons from past mistakes, and that they are finally ready to love you in the way you have always deserved to be loved. This is not the same person who let you down before. This is someone transformed by loss and reflection and the undeniable truth of how much they need you in their life. There is not a single day that passes when I do not think about you. In truth, I think about you just as much as you think about me, and quite possibly even more. You are the love of my life. This is not a casual statement or an exaggeration born from temporary emotion. This truth has settled so deeply within the core of my being that I can no longer keep it confined to myself. I have carried this feeling for such a long time, holding it close, turning it over in my mind, feeling its weight and its beauty. I have tried countless times to find the right way to tell you, to reach across the distance that separates us, to make you truly understand how much you still mean to me, how central you remain to my sense of who I am and what I want from this life. But the words always felt inadequate. Sometimes they seemed like too much, too intense, too overwhelming. Other times they felt like not enough, incapable of capturing the full depth and complexity of what I feel. Still, here I am, trying once again, because the weight of the silence between us has become heavier than the risk of making myself vulnerable. The fear of rejection or misunderstanding is real, but it is ultimately less frightening than the prospect of never expressing these truths to you. Lately, I have come to realize something that I can no longer deny or rationalize away. I cannot escape my thoughts of you. They are no longer just passing memories that surface occasionally or gentle reminders of pleasant times we shared. They are constant, persistent, ever-present. You live in the quiet moments when I am alone with my thoughts. You are there in the loud ones too, when I am surrounded by noise and activity. You are present when I wake in the stillness of the night, my first conscious thought. You are woven into the rhythm of my everyday existence, coloring ordinary moments with meaning and memory. It is as though your presence has been permanently etched into the very fabric of my life, and this remains true even in your physical absence. Your mark on my soul is indelible. I can no longer ignore this reality or push it aside as something that will eventually fade with time. Instead, it grows more insistent. I feel a growing need, an urgency even, to take some kind of concrete action to bridge the gap that time and distance have created between us. This is not about rushing into anything without thought or making grand declarations that sound dramatic but lack substance. This is about reaching out with sincerity, with honesty, with a genuine desire to reconnect on whatever terms feel right and comfortable for both of us. I am not proposing anything drastic or overwhelming. I am not trying to reignite everything at once, as though we could simply snap our fingers and return to some idealized past. I am not pretending that we can pick up exactly where we left off, as though the time apart never happened and caused no changes in either of us. What I would like, what I am hoping for, is to initiate something new, something real and authentic, starting from the most fundamental place possible, friendship. A strong, trusting friendship was always at the heart of what we had together. It was the foundation upon which everything else was built. And I believe it can be again, if we are both willing to nurture it. Let us not ignore or dismiss the bond we once shared, the profound comfort we found in each other's presence, the way we could simply be ourselves without pretense or performance when we were together. That kind of genuine connection does not come around often in life. It should not be carelessly discarded without serious thought and consideration. The truth I must speak is this: I do not feel like my real self without you. Something about you, about your presence, your laughter, your care, your particular way of seeing the world brought out parts of me I did not even know existed within myself. With you, I felt truly alive in a way that seems muted now. I felt playful and light and hopeful. Your energy lifted mine to heights I struggled to reach on my own. You reminded me how beautiful life could be when experienced fully, how powerful love could feel when it is genuine and mutual, how two people could understand each other even in moments of silence when no words were spoken. And now, in your absence, I feel that loss every single day. It is a constant ache, a persistent awareness of something precious that is missing. I miss your love. I miss your care and attention. I miss being seen and truly known in the way that only you saw me, the way only you understood the person I am beneath the surface. I know with clear eyes that things were not always perfect between us. We are different people with different ways of thinking, different opinions on matters both trivial and significant, sometimes different visions of what the world is and what our place in it should be. But what we had together was worth something substantial. It was strong enough to survive disagreements and conflicts. It was resilient enough to weather hard moments and difficult seasons. These differences do not negate the value of our connection. I do not want to pretend those differences do not exist or minimize their impact. I just want to believe, need to believe that we are capable of reconciling them, of finding ways to honor both our individual truths while still coming together. I believe in the possibility of growth. I believe in the power of forgiveness. And most importantly, I believe in second chances, not as opportunities to repeat the past with all its mistakes and limitations, but as chances to create something better, something healthier, something more lasting and fulfilling for both of us. The more time that passes without us speaking, without any contact or communication between us, the more I feel a desperation rising inside me. It is not merely about missing you, though I do miss you deeply and constantly. It is about the ache of unfinished conversations that were left dangling in midair, of emotions that were never fully expressed or explored, of a connection that was never truly broken in any fundamental way but was simply paused, placed on hold, allowed to go dormant. I keep imagining what it would be like to see you again, to hear your voice not as a memory but as a present reality, to have an honest conversation without fear of judgment or tension rooted in past hurts, just pure truth flowing between us. That is all I want right now. I am not asking for grand commitments or immediate reconciliation. I simply want a moment of truth between us. No pressure weighing on the interaction. No expectations that must be met. Just the willingness from both of us to show up with open hearts and see where things naturally go when we allow ourselves to be authentic.